My. There are so many of us out here who care about your 401ks. There's so many of us out here who care about your financial position and the financial position of all Americans in this country. Of course, there's me. You guys know. There's Dave Ramsey. There's Caleb Hammer. There's Anthony O'Neill. There is the beautiful older woman of the Consumer Debt Chit Chat YouTube channel. And now we can add you guys, you guessed it, Pam Bondi. Kind of stunned at that one, aren't you?
We laugh at the bill, but the numbers don't lie. Do the joke, do the mad moral financer. Moral financer.
All right, you guys, welcome back to the podcast of Archie's Briefings. I'm your host, Arshel Branch. Now, before we go ahead and talk about why Pam Bondi cares about your 401ks and your savings and whether or not America could afford anything, let's take the time to subscribe to both channels of Pocket Politics as well as the channel of Moral Finance. You guys definitely hit the notification bell to both channels so that way you guys are always up to date and notified when these episodes are coming out and when I go live, because that is too random, about as random as Pam Bondi giving a damn about your 401ks, if we even have. Let's talk about the young people, right? Unbelievable. Of course, if you guys are interested in getting some financial clarity yourselves, go ahead and click the link in the description box, which will take you to my website of Moral Finance, where you can sign up today, and I will immediately reach out to you guys and get you scheduled so we can get that financial clarity for you guys. I will also even throw in the affordability sheets as well for free, just so you guys have some weekly accountability for yourselves and to keep track of your finances. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about Pam Bondi. First of all, I just want to say, this was unbelievably random, okay? She could not hold herself to task. I did go live and talked about this, and you guys know I've been trying to stay away from the politics of it because I really just want to, get us right? I just want to get Christian Americans to a better financial position so we have more options available as we are trying to figure out what the new IRL landscape is going to be after even just another 3 years of AI. Still just trying to get our money together, just trying to grow kingdom business, trying to grow the pockets and the wallets of the Christian Americans so that way we can actually come together as a unit and build something substantial that can protect each and every one of us as we see what's going on in society today. That's really what I want to focus on, right? Just helping us look at where are we today? What do we have? What can we do with what we have? And just give you guys some encouragement and motivation to monetize your gifts, your talents, find out what you know how to do, use what you're already good at, and grow your finances, to grow your personal finances, to grow your income, to get ourselves to a much better position. That's what I've been trying to keep my content about over the last couple of months. I told you guys after the death of Charlie Kirk, I really just wanted to focus and tackle the affordability issue, and sometimes it's just the income problem, but then all this stuff happens with the Epstein files. And then Pam Bondi. Particularly Pam Bondi, because even with the files coming out, I still did not come out and make a statement about those things. Because again, there's enough people out here to, point us out to all the evil that's out in the world, which, like I said in the live, we've known for a decade now. So this doesn't surprise me at all. The evil just keeps getting worse, and I was fine knowing what I knew. I don't need all the details. I just know certain people. I just want to know who did what without getting too graphic. Okay. Pam Bondi, being the DOJ, she is the Attorney General, for goodness sakes. I low-key wanted Judge Jeanine for that position. Not even low-key. You guys all know I wanted Judge Jeanine Pirro for that position. And the broad is failing, Pam Bondi. She's fallen. I agree with my twin sister. This broad is legally blonde in real life. Okay. And frankly, I don't even think we're doing her justice referring her to Elle Woods, because low-key Elle Woods was actually good at her job. She was able to use whatever information she knew about the high maintenance female to prosecute the daughter. Elle Woods was actually smart in that regard. I don't know. I'm feeling about Pam Bondi. Now, that could just be me being too easy on her. Really, I think the woman knows exactly what she's doing. She deliberately botched this whole thing. And this broad gets in front of the Congress and says, why are we not talking about the Dow? Why are we not talking about the 401ks of the American people? Why are we not talking about the financial position of the American people and where the economy is going? Number one, there's over 400 brains in the entire United States government, okay? Yours being one of them. Now, as far as talking about the executive branch and the Congress, meaning the Senate and the House of Representatives combined, yeah, there are 400 brains there. I'm pretty sure there's enough minds to cover each and every single subject, Pam. There's enough of them, okay? So we can ask you questions about what's going on with the Epstein files. We can ask you questions about what's going on with the evil that exists in this country and that's connected to the evil around the world. while having other committees to talk about whether or not tariffs are a good idea, what monopolies are coming to play, if Americans are doing well financially, what about the scam that is insurance and all the rest of it. There are enough people in government, okay, particularly in the Congress, to ask those damn questions, okay? You are not the person they bring in front of the committees to answer questions about my wallet, okay? You not that one. You're not that one. Why aren't we talking about the Dow? Bitch, excuse my French. I'm sorry. But yo, low key, bruh, you are not the one I would have to answer those questions. I'd bring Dave Ramsey in there. Maybe, I don't know, G. Edward Griffin in there, considering he literally wrote the book on the mob, the gangs that is the Federal Reserve Bank. Like, these are the people that I would have come in to talk about what's going on with the economy and the financial circumstances. We should be talking about this. Bitch, you're not here for that. Excuse my language. You guys, I know I'm cussing. But this broad really irritates me. I did a whole live and, I had a glass of wine and I was very surprised at how much I did not refer to her as the B word. But yo, when I was watching Candace Owens talk about Pam Bondi, it was written all over her face. And even Candace's face, I'm like, yeah, yo, I had to pause my screen like, no, Candace, you're right. I've been saying this B word for the last 3 days now, okay? And then this whole, why are we talking about the Dow Jones? So I figured, you know what, I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about Pam because she really irritates me. There are enough people out here who are caring for the economic and financial position of their fellow American people. And that's Dave Ramsey, that's Caleb Hammer, that's Anthony O'Neill, that's myself, that's Anton Daniels. There are enough people. There are some other Black American individuals, whether you're talking about women, men, there are white Americans out here. There are people out here who are here to talk about how to help you financially, how we are trying to help our fellow Americans financially, how to avoid the immoral criminalities and activities that are only going to pull you away further and further away from the path that the Lord wants you on. Like, there's enough of us out here, Pam. You are not that somebody. You are not that person. Now, not everybody got to come to me. Not everybody got to go to Dave. Not everybody got to go to Anthony. You pick and choose. That's the whole point of a free market. But Joe, look, Keith, that's the point, right? Isn't it? Pam, you're not the one to talk about those things. You're there to stop the bad guy. You're supposed to be the hero, bitch. You are the somebody. I'm sorry again. Well, I'm sorry to you guys for cussing. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing for my language to you, my audience. I'm not apologizing for calling that woman out of her name because low-key, I do not believe she cares about the American people at all. Yo, low-key, I actually listened to the Democrats question her, okay, except for Jasmine Crockett. I'm in the position where I'm ready and willing to hear Democrats speak, and Crockett is not one of them. I actually agree with President Trump on that. I think she is low-key low IQ. I don't think the woman is smart, like, at all. So, of course, I do have one clip I want to show you guys. I thought it was actually hilarious. It was quite interesting because, of course, with AI out here, we've got a lot of people making some content, and there was one in particular I thought was very funny and to the point. So, I won't say funny. Well, how do I say this? Words are shell. It's funny because it shows the effrontery of the Attorney General, right? And Loki, the person who made this video, stunning. This was hilarious. Now, I know there are some people who are watching this right now thinking to themselves that they don't like AI. They don't like where we're heading with AI. It's a huge conversation about that. We'll talk about that another time. Get in the comment sections and let me know how you feel about AI. And I might even do a deep dive or we can just have a full out discussion about it. But this video, you guys, absolute genius. Because like I said, it shows the effrontery of Pam Bondi. And there is no way that you don't hear the commentary coming out about why we are so suspicious of this woman and don't think to yourself, indubitably Arshel. So let's go ahead and let's just run this quick clip for you guys because it is really short. And again, it's just genius. Let's go ahead and let's run that now, shall we? Okay, you guys, so this is it here. Like I said, it was just genius. So I'm going to let it run now, okay? And I'll save my commentary for after it is finished.
The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans, 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. What does the Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding? Who cares about victims and pedophiles when the Dow is over 50,000?
Okay, so you guys, there you have it. The Dow is over 50,000. I love this song. I love it. I thought it was incredibly clever. I thought that this person knew exactly what they were doing. Like, it's clever. I don't know if they were using Suno or Murica. This is some of the AI generated, some of the AI platforms where you can generate songs. And then, of course, there are other platforms you can use to get people's faces to move. Of course, we know there's some AI issues with using the likeness, real people, making real people say and do things that they wouldn't ordinarily say. But didn't she kind of say that, though? Like, I feel like you kind of captured it, though. You may not be, you may get into some trouble for using her real face, but I feel like you kind of said exactly what she was trying to say. So I'm going to come out of this, you guys, because, like I said, I feel like the person nailed it. So let's come out of this, okay? Let's go ahead and let's do that now. All right, you guys. So you saw that video, you saw the clip, you saw what that was. Okay. Again, like I said, this person could get in trouble. I don't know, for using Pam Bondi's face, but I feel like they captured exactly what she was trying to say. Who cares about what went wrong with the Epstein file release? Who cares about what happened on this other island owned by this, convicted, now dead pedophile? Who cares about exposing this evil when people are making money? Never mind. I see videos all over TikTok of people sleeping in their cars and women moving into storage units. Okay? Okay? That's what I'm saying. Like, you want me to sit here and pretend like evil doesn't exist because I'm making money. I'm trying to do what I can in order to help my fellow Americans. Speaking of which, if you guys are interested in getting that help, sign up by clicking the link to my website, Moral Finance. Of course, by clicking that link in the description box to the website where you guys can sign up, and I will immediately get into contact with you and we can start scheduling you for a session. The very first free call, the first free session is obviously where I will calculate your debt to income ratios and I will give you access to the affordability sheets so that way you can start keeping track of your own weekly budgets and tracking your own financial circumstances. Okay. So again, click the link in the description box to the website of Moral Finance. You can only click the link if you are on the channel of Pocket Politics. I still got to do some work with the Moral Finance channel. Anyhow, like I said, there are some of us who are actually trying to help our fellow Americans. We are actually trying to bolster our financial positions and get ourselves into much better circumstances, right? We're trying to strengthen our circumstances and better our circumstances. But you see, Pam, here's the amazing thing about being a human being created by God, okay? Having a creator who created the entire universe. Let me tell you how awesome the human being, especially the American human. I can work that hard. I can record my podcast. I can work with my clients. I could be developing my own software. I could go and be a waitress and a hostess. And on my way to and from work, on my downtime, Pam, I can look at the Epstein files. I can do the research as to where the evil is coming from, where everything is connected. That's how awesome just one dedicated, hardworking brain of an American human is. That's how awesome it is to be an American human. Nobody remember the fight logs? I remember the fight logs. There were a lot of names up there. Gail, Oprah, Tom Hanks. There's a whole thing of fight logs. Meryl Streep, she was up there. Yeah, she was up there. Jay-Z was up there. And look about the whole thing with Jay-Z. Like, I feel like, this is the genius of the American human brain, okay? I can do those things. The government, which has 400 brains in between the president's position and the entire Congress, that includes the Senate and the House of Representatives. There's enough of them there where they can be looking into how to strengthen the financial position of everyday Americans while trying to get to the truth of, did Epstein run the world? And if it wasn't him, who was controlling him? And how does that affect the American people? Because low-key, we live in a crony capitalist society where Americans can't really be the average anymore. Everybody has to work towards being the exceptional because yesterday's average is going out with the birds. And I would like to know if the reason why that is because of assholes like Epstein. That's what you're there for, okay? I don't need you to care about my savings. That's what I got Dave Ramsey. That's what I got Caleb Hammer. That's what I got Anthony O'Neill for, okay? That's what my fellow Americans who are watching this podcast have me for. That's what we got each other for, okay? I need you to lock up the bad guy. I need you to hold people accountable for the crimes and the corruption that they perpetuate and participate in, okay? I'm sick and tired of being told I'm a conspiracy theorist when low-key people. Conspiracy is a crime. We know it is. This broad know it is. Stop saying that you don't want to have these conversations and that all Americans should just be focusing on the economy. Trump thought he was going to get away with it. He didn't. Okay? You actually have to keep word. Keep your word to the American people. Don't worry about the Dow. There are people who talk about it, and you are not one of them. So, loved that AI video because it pretty much captured exactly what the broad was saying. We shouldn't be talking about the evil that exists and that could be having some serious effect on how we do things in America. Okay? It captured her gall and not necessarily her stupidity, because I don't think the broad is stupid. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. I don't think it's fair for me to call her a stupid B word. I think it might be fair to say at best, she is a suspicious B word. At worst, she might be guilty herself. You guys get in the comment sections and let me know what you think about this. And of course, just let me know what you think about it, because I'm low-key. That whole hearing last week just pissed me off. And I'm seeing all the content being made about her, and I just had to get in front of here and say what really pissed me off about this woman. I thought I would do it in a more produced setting than my just going live and holding the camera, because that'd be exhausting. So, again, get in the comment sections, you guys. And, take the time to subscribe to both channels of Pocket Politics and to the channel of Moral Finance if you haven't already. Of course, hit both the notification bells. Both channels. That's what I mean. Okay, so you guys are always up to date about what episodes are coming out, when episodes are coming out, and when I go live, because that is random. And of course, you can follow me on TikTok under the name of Moral Finance. You can also follow me on Instagram. I believe I haven't been on it for a minute, but I do see people follow me there. So you can follow me on Instagram, but you might want to look for the name Arshel Financial, or my full name, Arshel Branch. Yeah, I do use my government. Don't tell me, don't use your whole government, or show the government's watching you. They've been watching us, so what the heck is the difference? So you can find me on Instagram under the name of Arshel Branch if the name is not Arshel Financial. Okay, so follow me there, like this video, share this video. I love you guys. Have a good night. God bless. And of course, because it's me, Cap Pla.